Hello, how's it going? Today, we're going to look at this wonderful news article from NASCAR.com. Got done for school today, and I looked around, I'm like, hey, this is new. Sure enough, 1 a.m., no better time to post it. Anyways, today NASCAR, Fox Sports, NBC's announced the 2022 start times for the three major series in NASCAR. 19 Cup Series races will air on Fox and NBC, which is the big main local NBC and Fox, right? 10 and then that's pretty good because especially the end of NBC has 10, a lot of stuff's gonna be thrown on the USA. All 23 Truck Series races will air on FS1 in 2022. That's fine, right? That's fine. It's trucks. I wish they had at least like Daytona or Talladega on Fox, but I understand why they can't do that. So it's fine, right? 5 Xfinity races will be air. 5 NASCAR Xfinity races will air live on broadcast. What? Oh, I think they mean like on local Fox and NBC. So Fox has 1 Xfinity race and then NBC has 4. All right. So let's look at this. Clash 8 p.m. on Sunday, right? That's fine. The duels on FS1 7 o'clock. That's all. They've always been like that. The Daytona 500. This is 2:30. I think it's been 2:30 around there, and that's I don't like 2:30 start times, but look at this here: 3:30, 3:30, 3:30, 3, 3:30, 3:30, 3, 3, 3:30, 3, 3:30, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2:30. We're getting 3, 3, 3, 3, 3:30, 3:30, 3:30, 3. Why? Because these Cup Series races here, why do they have to start so late? What is NBC airing or Fox airing at noon that they cannot air at 3? Right? This is my problem, right? So we have these races starting at 3:30, which is fine, but the viewership at the end of the race is going to be horrible. There's going to be a horrible viewership in these races. You know why, right? It's Sunday. I don't know. Maybe people might have stuff to do before they go to work on Monday. If a race goes, let's say it's rain delayed or whatever, it rains. NASCAR doesn't have rain tires for Auto Club or Vegas or Atlanta or Richmond or Talladega or Dover or any of these other tracks. The only ones they got rain tires for is Sonoma, which starts at 4. Road America at 3. Indy Road Course at 2:30. The Glen at 3. And the Roval at 2. I don't see what's so hard about starting these races earlier. Because you get to the point where if it rains, let's say it rains, let's say it's, I always say the average Cup race is like 3.5 hours, right? Let's say it rains for 30 minutes, right? It's a hard rain passing by stealth, 30 minutes, right? We'll lose the track. Let's say it's a mile and a half, takes an hour and a half to dry. Or, whatever it is. I'll say an hour and a half. Well, then you're already on a 5-hour race. But if you start at 3, and it's at like a Talladega, you're already at sunset on April 24th. You don't have time. You will not finish that race. If you start at 2, 1, noon even, you will have enough time to finish that race before sunset. I don't think it takes a genius to figure that one out. Like a big one for me. So I went to Bristol Dirt this last year, right? You see that video. I went to Bristol Dirt. It was rained out Friday night. Or Saturday night, it was rained out. And it was rained out Sunday. So they moved everything to Monday. But on Easter Sunday, now this is another one that confuses me here, right? So at least with regular Bristol, you can drive the track. Bristol Dirt, on dirt tracks, it's much harder to drive the track to a raceable condition that these cars can race on because they're much heavier than all a lot of other cars. You might get away with racing sprint cars on Bristol Dirt. You will not get away with running a truck on Bristol Dirt. Trust me, I've seen it. Kevin Harvick wasn't too happy. Um, but so this is another one that really confuses me. I know I was going about I was saying new for a lot of stuff, right? But you can't do that. But anyways, it's just it makes no sense to me. Just start them at noon. Noon. I know David Land for years now. You know what he said? Noon. Because noon start times, you have the West Coast crowd, right? Let's say you start noon Eastern. I'm Central Time. Let's say you start noon Eastern, right? It's, let's see, 3 hours behind, the people on the West Coast, right? Okay, it's 9 o'clock for them. If you're in Hawaii, it's 5 hours, right? So it's 7 o'clock for you in the morning. You're up. If people want to watch the Cup race at noon, they're gonna watch the Cup race. They're gonna get up and watch the Cup race. Because then you're getting to the point where also these are all starting at noon or 3 o'clock. Let's just say, I don't know, hey, the race starts at 3:30. It's a breakfast. Let's see, Martinsville starts at 7. Okay, it's 7:30. But let's go to like the playoff Martinsville, right? Because that's actually 2. Try and find a race here that actually generally is known as like a breakfast, so I can throw it out as an example. Indy Road Course. That was bad this year, right? So let's say the Indy Road Course starts at 2:30, right? Well, let's say you have a big wreck. You have a couple big wrecks. Let's say it gets lengthy, maybe 4.5 hours or so. I think it was 4.5 hours this last year, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, by then, this is my other problem. So NBC News is at like 6 or 5:30 or 6 or 7. I don't know when it is, right? Oh, I know NBC cares more about their news hour than they care about NASCAR. They've abundantly made that clear. If it isn't true, it seems pretty clear to me. Anyways, they're gonna move this Cup race on NBC. If it's at news hour, 6 o'clock, it's gone. It's on the USA. And USA is not a local channel. It's a cable channel that no one has, right? I know more people have it than they have MAV TV, but that's about it, right? I don't know who even has USA. I know before we moved to Hulu, we didn't. So that's a problem, right? And we had NBC, I never had USA. Now you go to these Xfinity rates. So honestly, really the only good dates I have. Well, plus the other thing about 3:30. Let's go back to 3:30. If you don't have lights, I think we said this all day. If you don't have lights, you're messed up. If it rains just a little bit, you're done for the day. You're moving to Monday. Viewership's going to suck on Monday. Viewership is going to suck for that race. And NBC could have spent the extra couple dollars, moved up to 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock, or better yet, noon, and you would have been able to get this racing on Sunday, where all the fans are, where everyone knows, hey, NASCAR's for Sunday, or football if it's that time of year, right? But most people say, hey, NASCAR, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, it's NASCAR time. Right now it's gonna be 3:30, which is all right until you run into that news hour because it rains, or it rains and then you can't resume the race, and then you air the race because that's how NASCAR operates. You start the race at like noon on Monday when everyone's working, right? I was at school. I couldn't watch that race at Talladega. I couldn't watch majority of the laps. I had to between classes, I had to look at my phone. Oh, who's leading, right? I was only able to tune in for the last 10 laps. Well, yeah, the last 10 laps. So that was pretty sad. I know a lot of people had that same complaint. But let's see. Bristol Dirt again. I said my complaints are out there. Bristol Dirt's not bad if it's not wet. The moment it rains, especially if it being ran at night, it's a problem because you can't drive the track. You can't just bring the jet dryers on Bristol Dirt. It's not how it works. Only if it did. Also race to Texas, FS1 8. No one cares about that race. It's a gimmick. It's at Texas. I like it being here. That means you don't get a points race at Texas. Nashville, that was a good race. That's at 5. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa here. I didn't see this. Whoa. Nashville at 5. I was there this year. Nashville at 5 p.m. It's 4 o'clock Central. That's running in the night. Well, not so much. It's July. But still. Nashville at 5. I wonder if that's from the heat. I wonder if that's from the heat that we had. It was miserable there. I will tell you that. It was fun to be there. I like Nashville, but man, it was hot. Daytona at 7. Okay, that's fine. Darlington at 6. That's always been a night race. Bristol at 7:30. That's later. That's late. Oh, it's on Saturday. Never mind. September 4th at 6. Okay. Okay. So in the 3, and they can even go. See, I think NBC knows what they're doing here. They have all the races no one cares about until you get to the playoffs, because really no one cares about the races until you get to the playoffs, right? You got 26 races, right? Unless it's like Daytona for like the finale or like the Glen, nobody cares. They see what they're doing here? Like, Kansas is in the cutoff race. Texas is in the cutoff race. Well, the Roval, that starts at 2. Talladega, 2. Vegas, you know what? 2:30. 2:30. 2. Whoa! It's almost like they know what they're doing here. They're starting it earlier because they know what's going to happen. Anyways, that's all I got to say. And you have 3 for the Phoenix race. That's fine. Let's move to Xfinity here, because Xfinity is interesting. 5, 5, 4:30, 4:30, 5, 4:30. 1:30 at Richmond. 7:30. That's actually a Nashville night race. Look at these start times. You might be thinking, they don't seem too different. And they don't. Well, look at these races that have the later start times. Lights, 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 lights. Doesn't have lights. But I don't know why it starts. It's actually 3:30 at the local time, so that's fine. This is early, but it still has lights. Lights. No lights, but starts at 3 o'clock. Dover, no lights. Lights, lights, lights. No lights. But remember, that's also like 2 o'clock local time. Or 1 o'clock local time. Does Nashville have lights? Yeah, I would think so. I can't remember. No lights, but that starts way earlier. See? Atlanta has lights. I'm pretty sure Atlanta has lights. They haven't ran a race in Atlanta for a while now. Yeah, they have lights. They run trucks at night. New Hampshire has no lights. No lights at Pocono. But that's like part of that doubleheader thing. But still, 5 p.m. is pretty late. But then again, it's also July, so it goes like, sunset's not until like 9. No lights. Lights. No lights. Look at these. Like, they know what they're doing here. Same thing with the trucks. They know what they're doing. They know what games they're playing, right? Get a lot of these truck races on Friday night anyways, but still. They know what they're doing. They just aren't being smart with it. Just run the cup races at night, or noon. If you want the cup races to have good viewership, run them in. The last thing I want to say, I'm going to leave you off with this. If you have a cup race starting at 3:30 on, right? And let's say someone has, I don't know, let's say they have a date, right? Or something. Alright, okay. Well, the cup race is going on and starts at 3:30, so, I'm going to cancel. Like, because if you're so invested in NASCAR, you want to watch the cup races, right? And let's say you go and prioritize that over your dates. But my thing is, though, if someone were to, that would cause problems, because let's say it's at 3:30, right? The cup race is 4 hours long. Not only is it for, or there doesn't even be a date, it just has to be dinner, right? People have to eat, right? So if your race cup goes to 7:30 at night, okay, but Okay, but well, then what are you gonna do to eat dinner, right? Everything's closed. You can't go out to eat. It's almost too late to start cooking. So you're kind of stuck. So you're gonna lose that viewership later at the end of the races. Again, the most critical point for NASCAR because people gotta go eat. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you all for watching. Till next time, you all have a good one.